in addition to sending Mike Turner to Washington, which I know you're going to do, and he's again doing a terrific job, not just for our military, but he's a guy that gets it, understands, former mayor of Dayton, you know, how to actually take fiscal responsibility seriously. He balanced the budgets there. He wants to put us on a road to a balanced budget, as does Mitt Romney. But we've also got the opportunity to send someone to the United States Senate, and I've always wanted to be the senior senator from Ohio. Josh Mandel's election, I believe, is Harry Reid's worst nightmare. Because Josh could be a majority maker, folks. He could actually bring a Republican majority to the Senate. And look, he's just done a great job. He's working with Governor Kasich, who was with us earlier today. He had to go up north because we've got some power outages up there. But working with Governor Kasich, working with Mary Taylor, working with the legislators from the Republican side. Peterson's here today, who does a terrific job. Now in his new role in his new district. Gary's here too. Gary Shearer does a great job for us, taking Bob's position. But working together, they have done here in Ohio what ought to be done in Washington. Josh is the treasurer of the state of Ohio. Their bond rating, while he's the treasurer, has actually been upgraded. Whereas for the first time in our history, as you know, during that same period of time, at the national level, our bonds were downgraded. That's because they did the right things. What did they do? Got into office, $8 billion deficit. They closed the gap. And they did it by making government work better and more responsibly and actually reducing spending, not by raising taxes. In fact, they cut taxes to be able to create more jobs here in Ohio, and that's what Washington ought to be looking at as a model to be able to turn things around in D.C., don't you think? So, we need Josh because he's a potential majority maker, but also he'll be a great representative for our great state. 2 tours of duty in Iraq as a Marine. Great job as treasurer. And he used to run in a state rep district up in the Cleveland area that I've been at with him. Been with him marching in parades and so on back in his days as a state rep. That's when he was a little bit younger man. I know he was very old man. It was a Democrat district, folks, I'll tell you. And Josh used to win that district pretty handily. How? Hard work, grassroots. That's exactly what he's done in the Senate campaign. That's why he's going to be our next senator from the state of Ohio. Welcome, Josh Mandel.
Wow, thank you all so much for being out here. And I know a lot of the faces I'm looking at right now are the same folks who are making phone calls, who are knocking on doors in the snow and the rain and the sleet. And we're not going to win this election by spending more money than the other side. Barack Obama and Sherrod Brown are going to have a lot more money to spend than our side, and we're going to do it with negative ads, as you've been seeing over the past year. We're going to win this thing at the water cooler during work. We'll be talking to your coworkers. After your religious services, talking to your friends and family barbecues, afternoon soccer games, talking to other parents, with the power of ideas. And one of the great things of the power of ideas is that the people of the state of Ohio are on our side. They believe in economic freedom. They believe in peace through strength. They believe that families and businesses know much better what to do with their hard-earned dollars than government. And when we take that message and we spread it door to door to door, we win. And that's one of the reasons why in our race, we've gone from down 17 points to now in a dead-heat dogfight. When we started this campaign off for the U.S. Senate, the general consensus was this was a David versus Goliath type fight. I was running against the guy, Sherrod Brown, who's been running for political office since Richard Nixon was president. Been in Washington for 2 decades. We were down 17 points. Around Thanksgiving, we were down 15 points. Around the Super Bowl, we were down 12. Around spring training, we were down 10. About a month ago, we were down 7 points. And a new poll came out this week, had us up 2 points, 45 to 43. Now, that doesn't mean we let up. It means the opposite. it means we work that much harder. We need to leave it all on the field. We need to go pedal to the metal for these last 6 days. For my race, for Congressman Turner, and especially at the top of the ticket for Governor Romney and Congressman Ryan. One of the reasons I'm looking forward to representing you in the Senate is because I look forward to working with Senator Portman. He is a role model. He is a leader. This is someone who's tough as nails, but at the same time has compassion. And he's also someone who understands the values of the state of Ohio. And I will be proud to serve with him, and I'll be proud to make him the senior senator from the state of Ohio. Congressman Turner, obviously, as well, is doing a fantastic job representing the Miami Valley and has been doing it for a long time, and I believe will be doing it for a long time as well. And I believe families throughout the Miami Valley and beyond are very fortunate to have him. And I believe in him as a leader, and he's just a good person, a good family man. Listen, Senator Brown and I are debating a variety of issues, but one of the main issues we're debating is whether or not the free enterprise system works. I believe when a man or a woman are sitting at their kitchen table and they decide they're going to go to a community bank for a loan to go start a hardware store, or maybe go to family, friends, and believers for an investment to start a technology company, or maybe sell some property to start a restaurant, and they take that small business from 2 employees to 20 employees to 200 employees. We should celebrate that in America. We should advance that in America. We should reward that success in America. Unfortunately, the Barack Obamas of the world, the Nancy Pelosi's of the world, the Harry Reids of the world, the Sherrod Browns of the world are trying to demonize that success. We can't be pro-jobs and anti-job creator. We can't be for job creation and then go on the front of the New York Times or on CNN and go out there and vilify those men and women who are signing personally for loans to create those jobs and lay it all on the line. And that's the fundamental question and debate that he and I are having. And for me, I believe in the free enterprise system. For Sherrod Brown, it seems to violate his sensibilities. He and I are also having a pretty meaty, hearty public policy debate about the importance of fiscal conservatism in Washington, or right now, lack thereof. Senator Portman mentioned what we've done in the Ohio Treasurer's Office. In the Ohio Treasurer's Office, while in Washington the U.S. credit rating was downgraded, in Columbus we earned the highest rating on our bonds, a AAA rating on our investments. For the first time in almost a decade, earned an upgrade in the Ohio Enterprise Bond Fund. Our portfolio is up over $2 billion since the day I took office. We navigated the European sovereign debt crisis, not only without a loss, but actually with a yield on behalf of taxpayers, and did all that while voluntarily cutting our budget 2 years in a row. Now compare that to Washington. Compare that to Sherrod Brown and Barack Obama's Washington, where they haven't passed a budget for over 3 years. Think about it for a moment. Can any of you go 3 months without having a discussion about your family finances around your kitchen table? Or if you're a small business owner, can you go 3 weeks without having a discussion around your conference room table? No. But in Washington, it's been over 3 years since they've passed a budget, many more years since they've passed a balanced budget. And I believe we not only have to pass a budget, that's the bare minimum. We must pass a balanced budget. And it's one of the reasons I look forward to going to Washington in order to pass a balanced budget and bring some fiscal order and fiscal health to our nation's balance sheet. We also...